Well, Trump is seeking revenge against FBI, CIA. Here we go. Let's put it up full mass. According to a report, the CIA is offering buyouts to its entire workforce. Buyouts to its entire workforce. The CIA appears to be the first intelligence agency to tell workers they can take Elon Musk's signature buyouts, in which employees can take 8 months of pay and benefits if they quit, the Wall Street Journal has now reported. The report noted that the agency also entered a hiring freeze for people who've been given a conditional offer. Additionally, some would likely have their offers rescinded if they, quote, don't have the right background for the agency's new goals, end quote, the report said. Those goals include implementing Trump's tariffs and undermining China. There's no statutory authority that I can see for the president making this offer, according to Senator Tim Kaine. This is what he said to the Journal. Kaine previously warned federal workers Trump would stiff them with the deal. He said doing so comes with risk. The administration immediately knows you don't want to work for me. They'll find some other way to get rid of you. You should not raise your hand. A CIA spokeswoman told the paper the agency is under new director John Ratcliffe, hopes to infuse the agency with renewed energy, end quote. An aide for Ratcliffe, meanwhile, said extending the buyout packages to his agency could open up paths for the CIA to become more aggressive, including spying on countries in the Western Hemisphere that aren't colloquially considered adversaries. They already do that. Oh, okay. The news comes days after the government's Human Resources Agency distributed a memo saying it would subject all federal workers to enhanced standards of suitability and conduct, and warned of mass cuts. The email was sent to millions of employees and said those who left voluntarily would receive about 8 months of salary, but they'd have to do so by the 6th of this month, tomorrow. Okay? All right, let's put it up. So Trump seeks exact revenge on FBI agents who investigated him, according to a lawsuit. A group of FBI agents who worked on the investigations into Donald Trump's alleged unlawful removal and retention of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago home and the Jan 6 terrorist attack on the Capitol are seeking a federal judge to block the Justice Department from gathering information to identify and punish them at the behest of the president, according to a new lawsuit. So the class action lawsuit, brought Tuesday by 9 anonymous agents in Washington, D.C. federal court, states that the administration's attempt to purge the ranks of case agents at the Bureau based on their assignments would be unlawful and retaliatory in violation of the Civil Service Reform Act. The suit names the Department of Justice and acting U.S. Attorney General James McHenry as defendants. Plaintiffs assert that the very act of compiling list of persons who worked on matters that upset Donald Trump is retaliatory in nature, intended to intimidate FBI agents and other personnel and to discourage them from reporting any future malfeasance and by Donald Trump and his agents. The filing states the White House says more than 20,000 federal workers have taken buyouts and they expect a spike in the coming days. More than 20,000 workers have accepted buyouts, according to administration officials. The White House has said it expects between 5% and 10% of federal employees to take the deal, with more than 2 million Americans employed by the federal government. That would be between 100 and 200,000 people accepting the buyout. I want to remind everyone that the federal government is the largest single employer of Black folk in the United States of America. And also, this is how you transform the culture, the spirit of every single department under the leadership of this administration. You replace the people, thus you replace the culture. And that's exactly what they're aiming to do. They don't want reform. They want allegiance. They're not looking for advocacy, better advocacy for you. They're looking for better advocacy for Trump. This collapses to one human being. So Trump, being incapable of rising up to the level of the office, has effectively shrunk the office to be at the level of himself. And that is what's happening. Wow, thoughts here.
Oh my God, I have too many. First, I would like to say first and foremost, if Donald Trump and his cronies somehow found a way to disband, dismantle the CIA specifically, very few things would make me happier. This agency, first of all, in its inception, unconstitutional as hell. Nobody appointed these people. Nobody voted for this. Nobody asked for this. We basically came out of World War II and decided we needed a secret government. And so they did it. The citizens were never involved. So disbanding this would make me very happy. Make no mistake about it. But I'm not stupid enough to think that they would disband this thing and erect something better or something with a better purpose and vision than what currently exists. And I would say the exact same thing for the FBI, that was essentially invented by J. Edgar Hoover, who, for my money, is one of the evilest, most nefarious people in the history of our country and government. Like the things that this guy oversaw and the things that this guy directly had his hand in terms of evilness when it comes to COINTELPRO and MK Ultra and all the craziness our government has participated in, like there's no shortage of the list of those things. Now let's get back to reality. Yeah. Donald Trump hates the CIA and the FBI because legitimately during his first administration, they try to put sand in his gears. They definitely leaked like hell to try to disparage him. They definitely were against him. And so he has reasons to believe that these people are his enemies. Like I don't think he's wrong in seeing it that way. I'm sorry, bro. If you think you're gonna get rid of the deep state, the CIA, with the wave of a pen, that they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna take these buyouts and leave just quietly in the night. You are absolutely insane. This will never happen, guys. Never, ever, ever, ever happen.
You know, man, the irony of all of this is what you just said. If you really believe that Trump is going to reform and replace it with something far more better, that's not the aim. The aim is to weaponize it for himself. That is the actual aim. The aim has the intent of his ultimate goal, which is what? Revenge and protection. He wants revenge against those that have said no to him or opposed him. And he wants protection from authoritative prosecution of agencies that are empowered to do so. And this is his way of doing it. Now, I agree with you. The dismantling, the reform, all of these elements would be great. But if you're not coming after the military industrial complex, you're playing games. Because all of these entities are empowered in some way by that industrial complex of the US military. And when you decide to dismiss that argument, you're playing games by promoting this one. All right, that's just my 2 cents.